Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. I cannot believe we're filming this video today, honestly. This is our empty house tour. This has been a long time coming. It's been 3 years in the making. We started the plans for this house when Alaina was just a teeny tiny baby, and I cannot believe we're finally here. We're about to move in tomorrow. I first want to say before we start, I just don't want anyone to feel like I am like showing off. I personally love design. I love getting inspiration from others, and I love interiors and all of that stuff. So this is just me sharing like my design and inspiration with other people, and I really hope that you guys love it, and I just can't wait to share everything with you guys. So let's go on inside. This hallway was something that I had envisioned from the very beginning with these arches. I would describe my style overall with the entire house as transitional, which is, for me, it's more like a mix between modern and a little touch of glam. I was debating whether to do pendants hanging in this hallway or even having like a chandelier in the entry, which a lot of people have, but I just had this idea to put sconces on each of the archways. I love it. I feel like this is just the iconic picture spot in our house, and I'm just so excited. When you first walk into, I guess it's to the left when you walk in, it is our formal living room, and I'm actually not planning on furnishing this space for probably a very long time. We're gonna use it as like a prayer room, I think, on a daily basis. I'll probably have like all of our prayer mats in here, but also I want this space to be kind of like for events. Whenever we have parties and guests over, I would love to be able to have tables set up in here, and I think it would just be such a beautiful like event space. So we made sure we could fit like all of our guests and tables in here. We have a lot of friends in our community, so I feel like we're gonna have people over a lot for like different occasions. Our next one coming up is Alaina's birthday. So this fireplace area, I wanted this also to be like a picture spot, kind of like a little studio space, if you will. So that's another reason why I'm not furnishing it. I wanted to be able to like sit and take family photos here, and I just thought this is honestly my first time sitting here. This is so fun. I have just been honestly like planning this out and dreaming about this day for years. I honestly didn't really know what to do with the space above the fireplace. I wasn't really in the mood to figure out some kind of like artwork or anything, and I knew that we would never put a TV in here because that's not really what the space is going to be used for. So instead, we just did one of the mirrors like they do in the bathrooms where they like stick it on. It's a lot cheaper than purchasing a mirror from a store, and I had the trim guy make a little trim around it. So that will be our piece of art. And I love that it reflects the chandelier in here as well. So I think it was like honestly the best option. The marble piece is coming, it just was broken. For the paneling in this house, like first of all, I did not realize that you actually have to plan out every single little detail of this molding. Like each little piece, there's so many different configurations that it can look like. So that took a long time for me to like design it. And I also wanted this room to have more of that detail. It's not all over our house though. I have it sprinkled in here and there. I don't really like it everywhere, but I do have a lot of like accent walls with it. But this is one of the rooms in our house where I did put it all around. Moving on to the other side, which is Omar's office.
I'm so excited about this.
This is his little domain. He is in dire need of his own space. I'm so excited for you, Omar.
Thank you.
So this cabinetry we designed as well. Omar really needed a TV in here. So that's what this is gonna be for. He wants to be able to like watch all of his videos that he edits and whatever else he does in here. These cabinets are painted iron ore by Sherwin-Williams, which is like the most beautiful black. It's not too stark. It has a little bit of softness to it, and it's just beautiful. Omar actually picked out the chandelier in here, which I'm very proud of. I think it really brings the space together. Also, we had the idea to make a little molding trim around a gallery wall so he can display all of his photography. I think that's gonna be beautiful. We weren't sure how we wanted to paint this wall. So up above, we originally had just left it white like the rest of the walls, but it was making this cabinetry look kind of like squatty, like a little short in this room. So I went ahead and brought that black paint color up to the ceiling, and it just really heightened the cabinetry. Another little detail is that at first they had painted the black on the wall up there the same finish as the rest of the walls. Honestly, it didn't look like one piece because of the finish. because this is so much more of a smooth finish, I guess. So it was looking shinier here and then more matte up there. So I made them change it to a gloss finish up there just so they would match and it would be more seamless. So many details go into building. So these doors, I don't know what is taking so long, but they're supposed to have little lines that match the rest of our windows. Oh, and there's no doorknobs here as well. We realized that when you move into your house, it's actually not completely done. Like there's little details here and there that need to be done. Now we're gonna go ahead and walk into our great room, is what some people call it. It's like our family room, kitchen, dining area, and this is where we're gonna all be hanging out most of the time. This is actually our playroom. I wanted the playroom to be right next to where we're gonna be cooking, where we're gonna be hanging out. That way, even if the toys wind up everywhere, I can just throw them in here and close the door. I just think this is gonna be awesome to have the playroom right here. And then, like I said, you can just shut it off and you don't have to see all the mess. This isn't a completely empty house tour because I needed to get the couch out because Castlery had delivered it, so we needed to get it out and make sure it was good. But yeah, this is the only piece of furniture we have in our house right now. We were gonna move it out for the empty house tour, but then I was like, just leave it, it's fine. You guys might have seen us debating on white paint colors. I filmed all the process, and even on Instagram, I was like polling you guys because there's so many different shades of white. So I wanted to finally share with you guys which paint color we went with, which I'm very happy with it. It is Simply White by Benjamin Moore, and we went at 75%. That means they put a little bit of white, just straight white in there to like brighten it a little bit. And I'm really glad we did that because it's more of a warm white, and I definitely did not want it to look too yellow. And I think it just turned out to be the perfect color. But one thing that I will say is that you have to look at it in your space. Whites are gonna look different in every single home. Simply White is a very popular color, but it was just looking too yellow in our home, for example. So that's why we did it at 75%. Trim and walls and ceiling is all Simply White, but the ceiling is a flat finish. That's why it looks a slightly different color. We also did a smooth texture on our walls, and I believe the finish is eggshell. I did a accent wall of the molding here. This is such a huge empty wall that I didn't want to have to figure out artwork, honestly, and I think to add interest easily, I just did the molding here, and I'm really glad that I did. I still could add artwork later on, but it just looks so great, like empty as it is because of that molding. We are planning on doing 2 cabinets on either side. If you guys have been following me since day one, you guys know Restoration Hardware is like my inspiration. I absolutely love the way they design. So I literally took an inspiration image from Restoration Hardware and I was like, I want that to be my living room. And they never do built-ins because obviously they're selling their furniture. So we got cabinets to go on either side. I think it's gonna be so nice. And then above it, we're gonna have either mirrors or pictures underneath these little art lights. Obviously our TV is gonna go in the middle. Moving on to these windows. From the beginning of our home series that I had on YouTube, these windows have just been something that we've been planning since the beginning. Actually, they installed these pretty soon after we started framing. Our ceilings in here, that's another big question I get, is our ceilings are 14 feet and these windows are what, 12 feet? It really just brings in so much natural light. I absolutely love it. I know that we splurged on these windows, but I am just so grateful, and they really just open up the space to the outside, and I feel like we kind of have that indoor-outdoor vibe, and especially in Texas when we can't always be outside, it's really nice to be able to look out there to the trees. Moving on to our dining room. So I know I'm gonna get asked about all of our lighting, and I'm so sorry that I can't link anything because we got it all custom made. Dining table is gonna go here. Again, I did another accent wall in the dining area because I just wanted to make sure that it didn't look so empty because I'm just not that big on artwork again, and I just think it really dresses up the space. We decided to do a double island in the kitchen, and I think we're really gonna like it because this one is going to be mainly just for eating. So it's like a dining island. We're gonna put seating all the way around, or actually just on both sides. We already have bar stools to go here, and then this one is our prep island where you can prepare food and whatnot. I'm so happy with how they turned out. I had to go through so many different stain options. It is actually very difficult to pick out all these different colors and whatnot because stain is actually harder than paint. Stain takes to different woods differently, so you can't just look at a stain color and think, oh, that's gonna be what it looks like. You have to actually take the piece of wood and stain it and then come in and see it in the different lights. So I'm very happy that we went with it, but this stain, just so you guys can know, Classic Gray by Minwax, and I got it at Sherwin-Williams, and our wood is white oak. For our countertops, I think I took you guys with me to look for countertops, and this is the porcelain that we decided on. We decided not to do marble because this is gonna be the home that we stay in for a very, very long time, and I really wanted something that would last, and I also love the look of marble, so I just wanted to stay away from that because I know I would just be so annoyed if I was getting rings and chips and whatnot. Porcelain is very, very durable, and it just looks so much more authentic to a marble, even than quartz to me. I think it just looks more real. So it's actually like a very thin slab, and they have to like carry it over the edge like that. Like this is not as thick as a piece of porcelain would be, if that makes any sense. So they wrapped it around this countertop, the dining island, and then all like through the backsplash and these little shelves as well. I can't believe that I have a pot filler. I am just so excited. We're also gonna be getting a filter for our water. So I'm really like big on cooking with filtered water and like drinking filtered water, so that'll be nice. Cabinets here, I know that they're not that different from our walls, but I just wanted them to have like a slightly different undertone. This paint color is Swiss Coffee by Benjamin Moore, which we used a lot throughout the house. It's a beautiful grayish color. And I believe we used this one at, is it at 100% here? I'll have to check. But Swiss Coffee is a beautiful color. Then we have these shelves here that are wrapped in porcelain, and I'm planning on putting like some little pots and just little knickknacks to style it. You guys are gonna have to give me some ideas because I feel like I'm not that great at shelf styling, so we'll do it together. This is our range oven, and this is by the brand Ilve. I just loved the white and gold. I'm so excited to like have such a beautiful stove. You guys, it's just literally a dream for me. There's actually supposed to be a white piece that covers the legs. I'm not sure where that ended up. I wanted to share with you guys the LED lights. So this, I feel like, makes the biggest difference in our home. And it's not something that's honestly super expensive to do. It's just something that takes a little bit of planning in the early stages of the building process. It's literally just like LED strip lights, and it just makes things look so high end. So we did it underneath all of our cabinetry here, under this island. I wish they could have put it under here, but apparently it was just not a good place to put it or something, I don't know. We also have it next to our fireplace as well. One other thing is we are also waiting on one more of these light fixtures because it came the wrong size, so that's why we only have two, but there'll be one more right here as well. Another detail is that we paneled a lot of our appliances. So this is our fridge, which I put our Stanleys in there to hide them. That's all we've got right now. But we did that for our fridge, and we also did it to our ice machine and the dishwasher over here as well. Moving into our prep kitchen. So we kind of, I don't want to say we have two kitchens, but we kind of do. This kitchen is basically where we're going to be cooking the most. I wanted to make sure that we had a space that we could have all the mess, because right now when I'm filming and stuff in the kitchen and we just have all the mess out, it's just a little hard. But this way we can just keep all of our cooking, all of our appliances, toaster, blender, like all that kind of stuff back here, and I don't have to worry about it being out in that kitchen. This is a dispenser that puts out like boiling hot water for tea and stuff. Yeah. So that'll be really, really nice. Just have to be very careful with Alaina when she gets older to like be able to reach that. I forgot to mention the hood in there as well, but this is a plastered hood. We actually had to have, like, she's basically an artist. She had to come and she spent days perfecting this, honestly. I don't even really know the process, but it's basically, she used some kind of like powdered stone, dirt. I mean, she basically said it was like dirt, but probably some kind of like sand or something. And she really took her time, and it turned out beautiful. Like, I just showed her Pinterest pictures that I liked, and she really made my vision come to life. We also did Liberty Gold quartz in this kitchen and also the kids' baths. They also did this really cool corner shelf thing, which that's really awesome to help make use of the space. This one's a trash can, just looks like a set of drawers. This does have some boxes in here, but this is our pantry. This is where we'll be able, we have just a little cabinet right now for our pantry, so it'll be so nice to have things where I can actually buy in bulk, because right now I can't because I have nowhere to store it. This little shelf here is where I'm planning on like doing all the pretty stuff and like the glass jars and all that. And then back here is where I can like store all the back stock and stuff that's not as pretty. I will say that the mud hall didn't like live up to my exact vision, even though I still love it. In the end, these cabinets turned out a lot thicker than I was thinking. I kind of thought they were going to be a little bit more shallow, but honestly, it just gives us more storage, so why not? I thought that they were going to be great to be able to hang stuff in, which we can take these shelves out and still put hooks and stuff. But anyways, they're kind of like lockers, I guess. So honestly, we have 3 or 4 lockers. So honestly, we could even like separate it out. So like each kid has their own. We thought it would be convenient to be able to put our shoes here when we first came in, because I didn't really want the look of open shelving in here because I knew it would just look messy with all the shoes. But at least like the shoes we reach for and grab every day can be like right here hidden. And then the rest of our shoes that we store, we have cabinets here. And honestly, I wish I had done drawers. I don't know what I was thinking, but either way, it's gonna be convenient to have them right here. A bench to put on our shoes, and this also is a drawer, which is supposed to have a little notch for opening. This mirror is where I guess I screwed up. I don't know what happened. It wasn't supposed to be this big. I went back and forth on making it smaller, but it's already up, so we're just gonna keep it. It's kind of cool having this big of a mirror, and I think it will be kind of cool to like be able to get family selfies and stuff all here. So it's just like there's no really design in here. It's just kind of like functionality. Yeah. And then just like this big old mirror that.
It's the mud hall. It's supposed to
I know, but
efficient.
You should see the mud halls on Pinterest though. Okay, guys, this is my office. I am just so excited. This is our space. This is me and my girl's space. So let me show you guys around. I don't know if I should do like a separate one for just the space, or should I put it in this video? Maybe what I will do is I'll do a finished office space, and I will do that. Okay, this is gonna be the room where I work. This is basically my office. This is where me and Emily are gonna get down to business. We're gonna have a table here, kind of like a conference area. We're gonna have like 4 chairs here. That way me, Emily, Omar can all sit around. This is just a bunch of storage, so I can store like products, camera gear, just all the things that I need for work. And then I have a gold mirror that's actually in Alaina's room right now that I was planning on putting here just for a little decor. I used the same Liberty Gold quartz here. We did put an outlet in there, so if we wanted to put a printer or whatever. We also did that in Omar's office too. This is the bathroom, and this is where we're gonna do lots of get ready with me's. We're gonna be getting ready together for picking kids up from school. I don't do anything cool, you guys. This is the shower. We did a shelf right here for products instead of a box, so I'm gonna do some really aesthetic looking bottles here, hopefully. I can't believe it. This is so cool.
It got really good.
It really did. We did a rectangular tile for the floor as well. This right here is my vanity space, so I have a little stool that's gonna go here. My makeup is gonna be in here. It's turned out to be a really good size for my makeup. And then I'll probably be putting some kind of like mirror here with lights or something just for good lighting. Also, these sconces are missing a piece at the bottom. We're waiting for that to come in as well. There was just like a little extra space here, so I just showed like a little inspiration picture to the builder, and they did this little arch shelf here. I'm not 100% sure how I'm gonna style it yet. Probably some little bowls and pots and whatnot.
Turned out really nice.
So yeah, I really do like it. For the doorknobs in here, I just wanted them to be a little bit extra glam. So we did a glass, is it glass or acrylic?
It might be acrylic, yeah.
Anyways, acrylic and gold. I thought it was just very fitting for the vibe here. We did a bowl sink. Oh, this is the first time I turned it on. It's so cool. And then yeah, we put the LEDs underneath here as well. This is the same porcelain. And then for the mirror in here, which we did in all the bathrooms, it's just the stick-on mirror. But nowadays, the stick-on mirror company, they have frames, so it looks like you bought it in a store, and it's cheaper than buying like such a huge mirror at the store. Welcome to my studio space. I'm gonna call it my studio filming room. I don't know, but I'm just so excited to create content in here. I definitely wanted like the very feminine, kind of Parisian vibe, honestly, with this molding here. I purchased these little pieces off Etsy. This whole room is molded, and it just turned out so beautiful. I liked that more dramatic look. Just looks so good in content and photos. Hopefully lots of videos will be filmed in here. The lighting in here is something we literally planned out on our plans. We have these windows and the glass door all around, and just honestly gets probably the best lit room in the house. The chandelier in here was originally in the closet, which I think I shared with you guys on Instagram, but it was way too big for the closet, way too big. So I brought it in here and it looks really, really good in here. Welcome to my closet. I've never seen a closet like this and I just feel so grateful that this is mine. I wanted an arched shelf. I'd never seen really an arched shelf in a closet before. I'm so excited to start putting all my stuff in here, you guys. We're gonna do it together. We're gonna style it up. We're gonna put like bags and shoes and whatnot here. Here we have some open hanging space that I can display pretty things. So it's about to be fall and we're gonna be doing all the coats. I'm just so excited. I can't believe it. This is gonna be for shoes. It was a lot of work to get the LED lights in here, you guys.
Oh,
it's because we live in a small town and nobody does this kind of stuff here, basically.
Yeah, it's not like it's extra work or it's any harder. It just takes a little bit more planning.
Yeah, and bigger cities in LA and wherever, I'm sure they do this stuff all the time. We did the molding in the ceiling as well to match the studio space, to dress it up a little bit more. And then I have some storage here that I can put things that I just don't want on display. There's supposed to be a clothing rod in here. And then this one has like little sliding drawers as well. Last thing is my mirror for like try-ons and stuff is supposed to go here in between these two windows. I'd probably just put the one that I have right now for now, and then I might get a different one, but we'll see. Another detail is we had to pick the paint color for these windows because these are actually not steel. We had to paint them whatever color we wanted. And I wanted them to look like steel, especially since they're right next to a steel door. So this color is Black Magic by Sherwin-Williams. If you're trying to match steel, then I would definitely recommend. Another thing that I did is the window, I guess, technically comes out to like right here. I wanted just that dainty, thin line, so I had them just bring the black paint just right around the window. This is our powder bath, and I'm obsessed with the way that it turned out. The wall color in here is Swiss Coffee by Benjamin Moore, so a little bit more grayish. I'm obsessed with this tile. I can talk to you guys more about that later. We also did a floating vanity design with a little bit of a thicker ledge for the countertop. Our stair railing is in, however, it's not completely 100% done. It still needs to be painted, but other than that, it turned out perfect, exactly like I wanted. They actually didn't do it exactly. That's okay, it's not that big of a deal. It was supposed to have 2 of these in between, but it's literally fine, whatever at this point. We've been waiting on the stair railing to come in and be installed for absolutely forever. We're just happy it's in because that means we can move into the house. The stairs are actually real wood and then our floors are the engineered wood. So there was no way that they were gonna match because even staining it to try to match, it was just never gonna match. I tried to just make them the same undertone and we just did the best that we could. I think it turned out the best that we could, basically. The lighting on these stairs is a vibe at night, you guys. It's so nice. This is actually another thing that was a little bit tricky for the builder to figure out how we were going to light up each step, just because he's never done that before. It turned out really, really beautiful, alhamdulillah. Eventually, I would love to put a little table here, style it maybe with a pot and some branches or something. And then we also made it so that we can hang a chandelier from the very top of the stairwell, like, and have it hanging down. That could be a possibility if we want to. We'll just figure that out in the future. One more thing is that thankfully the guy who is making our stairs is going to create baby gates for us because it was a little bit tricky for me to find baby gates that would attach to the metal. And anyways, I just really want it to be super safe because this is the first place Alaina comes to play when she comes here. Those are going to be installed hopefully soon. Since we only have 2 kids and we had enough bedrooms on this floor, we decided to just not finish out the upstairs. It's basically just framed out up there, and if we ever decide to have more kids eventually, inshallah, then we can finish it out up there, but there's really nothing to show up there. This is Alaina's room. I really wanted to do a pretty accent wall for her. This is the color Malted Milk by Sherwin-Williams. It's a really nice muted blush pink, and I did the accent wall in here as well with the paneling. Her bathroom is seriously goals. I am obsessed with this arch shower. I saw a picture of this on Pinterest and I knew I had to recreate it for her bathroom. I did a little ledge right here. It's not really for sitting or anything. It's mainly so that you can shave or you can put extra products there as well. Mainly for all of the boxes in the showers, I did these longer elongated ones that are kind of centered. I like that look. Her tile in here is a really pretty hexagon marble. Another detail which I shared with you guys on Instagram is I changed out the shower drain covers. to match the rest of the hardware. I think it just adds that like extra little detail. We did a lighter stain in here. This one is called Birch Bark, I believe, by Minwax. It's just a little bit more natural to the color of the wood, which I love. We did gold finishes in here. She does have LED lights under her vanity as well. I don't know if you can see it very well. We did a grayish accent wall in Jonah's room. It's hard to tell the difference between this wall and the rest of the walls, honestly. So maybe I should have done it a little bit darker, but I still love how it turned out. I cannot wait to style this room for you guys and get a crib and all that. We need his own nursery space, especially because we're really wanting to start trying to sleep train him soon. I did all of his finishes and everything that I picked out before I knew if he was a girl or a boy. I don't know if it looks not very masculine, but I think it's fine. Like, whatever. He probably won't care. All the gold just matches everything else.
I mean, hardware we can always change out.
Yeah, that's not too expensive to change out. We also did the tile around his tub all the way to the ceiling, and it makes it look so tall in here.
By the way, the ceilings are 12 feet.
Yes, the only place that is 14 feet is in our kitchen living area. Everywhere else is 12 feet. We did the same stain on the cabinets in here as Alaina's bathroom. We did a bathtub in here because I knew I was gonna need a bathtub while they're young, and so basically this is where I'll be bathing all my babies for now. Here's our laundry room. I went with a little bit more of a, I don't know, I wanted to add a little bit of darkness to the space. So we did a black countertop. This is a granite. All of the cabinetry in here is also Swiss Coffee by Benjamin Moore, and the walls are still simply white. One little detail that I wanted was these slide out drawers that I can put hampers in, so I can hide away dirty clothes. But Omar also just asked me this question the other day, where are we gonna be putting like the clean clothes? So those are gonna be probably everywhere, so that was not really effective.
Can use one side for clean and one for dirty.
That's true. We'll probably have more clothes than will fit in here, but at least I tried. And then we have a little space here for hanging, which they need to add a bar here too. Little details. I wanted it to be granite here because I spill those products everywhere and I knew it would just ruin the wood over time. This is a closet I can store all of our like cleaning supplies. We have a little outlet here so I can be charging our vacuum cleaner and stuff, the ironing board. I just love this color combination of the black countertops, the gold, and the gold hardware. So we have our laundry room connected to our primary bath and closets. That's kind of a trend that we've seen in a lot of newer homes. It's honestly really convenient because then I can just come in from my closet and then just dump the dirty clothes and stuff. Here we're walking into the bathroom, which I just, honestly, this is my dream bathroom. I'm just so happy with how it turned out. I will start first with our flooring. So it looks like a stone, but it's actually a concrete paver that looks like stone. And I love this like earthiness that it brings to the space. We did a double vanity design that kind of mirrors each other. It really reminds me of Restoration Hardware, how everything's very symmetrical, which I love. I also did a lot of sconces everywhere, which I guess they don't do a lot in our small town either. They were just making fun of the amount of sconces that I did everywhere. So we did gold hardware and fixtures, and I did a black mirror to kind of accent the window in the space, which the window is the star of this bathroom. We don't have the best view outside. We planted a magnolia tree, actually three magnolia trees that will get bigger and bigger over time and will fill the space. But also I will be adding curtains in here for privacy as well. We went with the freestanding tub. It's a more of like a matte finish to add to that more earthy vibe. Countertops are the same porcelain design. We also did the LEDs underneath the counters. We did them above the tub, above in the shower. Honestly, the LEDs just make it such a vibe at night, you guys. The tile in here was not exactly what I had picked out. It was a very like subtle tile from all the samples that I got. I got like a whole box of samples of this tile, and it was a very subtle veining. And then once they started putting it up, it was this bold design. I actually still really like it. We did the same flooring as we did in my studio, and then we also did the same little ledge here for products. Since it kind of is like the main focal point, I've just got to make sure I have some like aesthetic looking bottles, because this will probably start looking very cluttered if I just line it up with products. So we'll work on that. Another thing we did is I always use a trash can in my bathroom, but I didn't want it out on display, so I had the cabinet guy create a trash pull-out drawer as well. I never really had seen one in a bathroom before, but I just wanted to mention that because I think this will be really nice to be able to keep it hidden. This is gonna be my everyday closet where I'll have all the rest of my clothes, pajamas, workout stuff. On this side, we have a little linen closet, so I can put all of like sheets and pillows and bedding and all that in here. Our floors are heated. I forgot about that. We've never tried it out yet, and I've never had heated floors, but I did have heated floors in a hotel room one time. Welcome to our bedroom. This is the primary bedroom. I did the same accent wall where our bed's gonna go, just to add a little bit more like detail. We also have a fireplace in here, this was a little bit of a last minute decision, but I just was picturing cozied in bed, watching a show, like with the fire on in the winter, and I was like, we have to. We also did the LEDs on both sides of the fireplace as well, and it's gonna be so cozy at night. I love it. Another little detail as far as LEDs go is you have to pick the tone and the warmth of it. So we went back and forth, and I went with a warmer shade, which I'm actually very, very happy about. It just makes it feel so cozy. 2700K is the light tone that we used, and I'm very happy with it. We have the door that leads out to the balcony that overlooks the pool, which is so pretty. This balcony connects our bedroom, the kitchen living area, and my studio, all from the back. So let's go outside. Here's our outdoor balcony area. We're planning on just being able to sit outside next to the fire pit. We're also gonna have a table out here. I can't wait to like do breakfast out here. I just have so many like dreams of being able to like enjoy this space. For the longest time, we didn't have this railing out here, and it took forever for all of our railing to be installed, but it just turned out so beautiful, alhamdulillah. We're planning on putting a couch here, and our table is gonna go on this side. We also put speakers out here so we can play music and just chill, and I'm just so excited. It's probably gonna be like Alaina's music, by the way. Sorry, there's a lot of noise out here, so we may be refilming this, but as far as our stucco color, we had to pick the paint color, and I had like a mental breakdown once I actually finished the stucco color because it wasn't as white and bright as I thought it was gonna be. It definitely turned out more beige. I've shared this with you guys before, but the color is White Duck by Sherwin-Williams, and it has grown on me, and I think it's gonna be honestly more classic. So definitely more of a softer white. We're gonna take you guys downstairs to our basement, which is basically like our pool house area. So follow me. We're gonna be adding a handrail here as well. First stop is the gym area. I'm really excited about because I have a space that I can do my yoga, Pilates. I usually like to do those in a class, but it'd be nice to have a space to do it at home. We did like a rubber floor, so it'll be good for weights and stuff. Omar's planning on getting like a weight rack. And then we have like the mirror set in here, which is one of those glue-on ones with the frame that they did as well. We left a space open here so we could eventually put a dry sauna, which would be my dream. This area is our basement, like little kitchenette. I wanted the vibes down here to be more like vacation-y and be a little bit more minimal and earthy. So that's why I chose this more beigey, grayish countertop, the lighter oak. I also did polished nickel fixtures as well. We did no hardware on these cabinetry, and they made little notches in the cabinets so that you can open them. I just think it's like really minimal and chic. This is also porcelain as well. The floors here are the same concrete pavers I showed you guys in our primary bath, and this leads out to the outside, so it kind of is like a seamless transition. This is the color oyster shell, so it's more of a gray, and the one in our bathroom is more of a white. Now this is Omar's domain here. This is his man cave, basically, his media room. He's planning on putting his projector in here eventually. We did black walls, ceiling, floor, everything. And it's honestly so cozy in here. Like, this is perfect for a movie room. The wall color in here is iron ore, the same one as Omar's office. It's just a very like softer black, and it's really pretty. This is the pool bath. I definitely wanted more of those like vacation vibes. So we did this bowl sink to accent with the black window and the black door in here. Also did the polished nickel fixtures and hardware as well. This is the same porcelain that we did in the little kitchenette area. This is a floating vanity design. We have little drawers here with lots of storage. And we also have more storage behind this door for towels. And I decided to not do any hardware on the cabinets in here just because it gives it a really clean look. The shower, it worked out that we found a very similar tile to our countertop porcelain. Yeah, so it worked out. And the flooring is the same as the one in our primary bath shower floor. I did my best, honestly. It's so hard like picking out colors and making sure everything flows and looks good together. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope that you guys got some inspiration, and if you have any questions you can leave them down below in the comments. I cannot wait to take you guys with us as we start furnishing everything and decorating and all that good stuff. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.